Welcome to your K-State rock wall. Thanks, Miles. We want everyone to have a great time while climbing.
And we want everyone to stay safe.
This video will help inform you of a few key points to stay safe at our facility.
The first time you come to the climbing wall, you'll need to fill out a waiver and review the rules of the gym. You can climb on the bouldering wall right away. But to get the most out of the climbing wall, you'll also need to take a class where you'll learn the key techniques to use the ropes and be a safe climber.
Excellent.
You'll be a certified belayer when you're done with the class.
When you get here, we have equipment that you can borrow. The harness has 4 main parts: the waist loop, 2 leg loops, and the attachment point. When fitting into your harness, you're going to put it on like a skeleton pair of pants. You want your waist loop to be above your hips, comfortably snug, and you can adjust the size with these straps. When you're ready to climb, we're going to use the figure 8 knot to tie into your harness. To make the figure 8 knot, you want to start out with about an arm's length of rope. After you make a bend in the rope, you're going to twist the loop to the right 2 times, and with the tail end of your rope, you will feed it through the loop like threading a needle. After you've done that, you have your first figure 8. After you've done that with the tail end of your rope, you're going to feed it through the bottom of your attachment point, and you're going to follow through with the knot that you've previously made, going all the way around and out to the rope that connects to the wall. By the end of your knot, you can check that it's done correctly because there's a fist length of rope from your attachment point to the knot, a fist length of rope from your knot with your tail no more than 2 fists, and 5 pairs of rope throughout the knot.
I'm going to be belaying today. The belayer manages the rope to ensure the climber has a safe climb. The belayer has 3 responsibilities. First is to take up slack while the climber ascends. Second is to break the rope in case the climber falls. And third is to lower the climber safely to the ground. First, I need to set up my belay system using an ATC and a screw locking carabiner. I'm going to make a loop on the belay strand of the rope. I'm going to push it through the holes in my ATC on the side closest to my dominant hand. And I'm going to clip the entire thing into my screw gate carabiner so the brake strand is going towards my dominant hand. Here at the K-State Rockwall, we use the P-Bus belay method. P-Bus is an acronym that stands for pull, break, under, and slide. I'm going to pull slack as my climber ascends, go to brake position to catch the climber in case they fall, reach under my brake hand with my left hand, slide my brake hand back up the rope to reset. I only pull about as much slack as I can reach up to my chin, so I can always brake safely. And I reach under and slide up so my brake hand never leaves the rope. Before we start climbing, we have to do some safety checks on our gear to make sure it's ready to go. We use an acronym to keep track called BARC. It stands for buckles, anchor, rigging, and knot. So I'm going to check my harness. My harness is important because that's what attaches my body to the rope. Make sure the buckles are all snug and in the right place and routed properly. I'm going to make sure my waist loop is above my hips and snug enough to fit 2 fingers in. And I'll make sure none of my straps are twisted.
The A stands for anchor. Before you climb, you want to make sure that as the climber, you're tied into the rope that is closest to the wall, and your belayer is tied into the rope furthest from the wall. If they get tangled, you'll get caught up in the rope as you're climbing.
We come down to the anchor to check R for rigging, and this is my belay device. I'm going to check my rope that it comes down from the wall, in through the top of my carabiner, or my ATC, through my locking carabiner, which is screwed lock, and through my attachment point, and it comes out the bottom towards my dominant hand.
And K stands for knot. Before you start climbing, you want to make sure that your knot is tied properly, and to do that, you can make sure that you have a fist length away from your attachment point to the knot, and you want to make sure that the tail on your rope is at least 1 fist, no more than 2 fist length. You can see that there are 5 pairs of rope in your knot, completing the figure 8 follow through.
So, We've got buckles, anchor, rigging, and knot. I think we're ready to climb.
Before I can climb, I want to make sure that my belayer is focused and locked into his system, so I will ask him if he's on belay.
And I'll check and make sure my system's set up right, and I have all the slack out before I respond, saying belay on.
When he's locked into his system and I'm ready to climb, I'll say climbing.
And I respond that I'm ready and paying attention by saying climb on.
On belay?
Belay on.
Climbing.
Climb on. So this is where P-bus kicks in. I'm taking up slack as my climber ascends. You see my brake hand is never going to leave the rope. And I'm almost always down in brake position. So if my climber accidentally falls, I'm right there to catch her already. Oh, there she fell. Ready to climb on?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. And if she were to get tired while she were climbing, I could go back to brake position by adding a second hand on the rope and take her weight while she rests. Do you want to take a rest for me, Corey?
Yeah, take.
On me.
Climbing.
Climb on.
When you get to the top of the wall, your belayer will lower you safely back to the ground. Take.
On me.
Lower.
Lowering. As I'm lowering my climber, I keep both hands in good strong brake position, feeding rope through my brake hand with my bottom hand, alternating grip, so I'm never letting the rope slide through, and I also have control of the rope.
Thanks.
We hope you all have a good time with the K-State Rock Climbing Wall.
Thanks for watching, and remember, be safe and have fun.